Hey, welcome inside Zippity's Garage. In today's episode, we're taking a ride over to a local Cars and Coffee hosted by Auto Bella, and we're going to take a look at all the cars that show up, plus get an inside look at the new Ford Bronco Badlands. So stick around. So folks, welcome inside Zippity's Garage. Thanks for pushing the play button. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jeff Zippity Doodah, and this YouTube channel is dedicated to the fun and games associated with being an automotive enthusiast. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, please consider subscribing. If you like the content today, give it a thumbs up, and then follow me over on Instagram as well, because I will post stuff over there as it's happening. So as you can see behind me, I do have the Z06 back. It's back from the shop. Big props to Phoenix Performance in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. I'll do a separate video on what they did to the vehicle to get it back on the road. So thank you to them. And I had the car out earlier this morning, went over to a friend of mine, Mike Sabatino is the owner of Auto Bella Detailing in Southampton, New Jersey, and he is hosting a Cars and Coffee in association with the High Octane of South Jersey Car Club. So he is the host location this morning. We're gonna take a ride over there. We had my local Corvette club, the original Garden State Corvette Club. We had 10 cars out there today, plus there were 2 other C8s, plus one of our members had a brand new Rapid Blue C8 with tension blue interior, so we got that on camera. And then also the local Ford dealership had the new Mustang Mach-e electric Mustang there, as well as a mannequin vehicle, the Bronco Badlands edition. So it's a mannequin in that this is a display vehicle for the dealership. Test drives are allowed and folks are allowed to get in the car, do whatever they need to do. It's just not for sale. So we were able to take a closer look at that vehicle, as well as the Mach-e with the sales rep from Ford. So it's pretty cool getting to check out what the Bronco has to offer. And I'm not a truck guy or an off-road guy, but I have to tell you, I was impressed. Really a nice looking vehicle, a lot of functionality. So stick around for that content. And then I take a walk around Mike's shop as well, showing you what is available over at his location. And if you remember the C8 luggage video I did on what luggage will fit inside of a C8, I did that over at Auto Bella. So thank you again to Mike for allowing me to use his location for that video shoot. And then upcoming on the channel here, stick around. Do plan on going down to Sept Corvettes in Atlantic City in the next week or so before we head out to Corvettes at Carlsile. So I will have some information about what they're doing down at Sept. They're selling used cars now, where we're at on the C8 production and so forth. So stick around. There will be another Sept video before we head out to Corvettes at Carlsile. And that said, if you are going to Corvettes at Carlsile, please let me know. Hit me up either in the comments section, over on Instagram, direct message me. I will be hanging out most of the weekend at the Chip Miller Amyloidosis Foundation tent. So supporting that, but I'll be walking around the event all weekend. I'll be there Thursday through Sunday. So please get out to Corvettes at Carlsile if you can. So let's get on to the video. So like I said, welcome inside Zippity's Garage. Took a little road trip this morning. A friend of mine, Mike Sabatino, is the owner of Auto Bella Detailing and Products I guess we're in Southampton, New Jersey, and he's doing a Cars and Coffee. So really cool collection of cars that are out here this morning. Figured I'd do a quick walk around, then we'll get inside the Mike's shop, and then also for the Ford fanatics that watch the channel, local Ford dealership came out and they have the Mustang Mach-e here, as well as one of the new Ford Broncos that you can see up there. It's a mannequin display, so we can't drive it, but at least we can take a closer look at it. So, and if we're talking Fords, might as well start here. Big old 59 T-Bird. The size of this thing. Beautiful interior in it. Yeah. Beautiful car. Nice car, guys. This is from around here, Avanti. And If you watched my GM Nationals video, you saw a ton of these Fieros. This one's in really good shape. Looks pretty stock, GT. You know, buddy of mine had one of these in the late 80s, so late 80s interior from General Motors, but oh my goodness, look at this. So I'm gonna say that's not stock. So pretty cool V8 swap on this Fiero. Very cool. Don't know what size motor it is, but V8 swap. If I find the owner, I'll be sure to ask him. Got a couple Vipers here this morning. This is a GTS. Don't know that if it's an ACR or not. But, you know, look at the clamshell hood on these things. You know, this is reminiscent of the C4 Corvettes where you have access to just about everything once that hood goes up. Need to work on the headlights? They're right there. Pretty wild car. And then an earlier generation Viper, same thing. Clamshell hood.
They didn't fit as nice as the OEM ones, but kind of sat there. I got them as best as I could. And I'm like,
these things go fast, that's for sure. Big, massive V10 in there. You know, and talk about technology, we've got that Mustang Mach-e out there, that electric one. Here's another all-electric vehicle that they have now since ceased production. But the BMW i8, very cool car. You know, if well, yeah, my next car. This is the convertible version, done up in the white, black, and blue. Lots of carbon on the interior. Really nice color. There's my smart-ass friends over there. Hey, guys. From the original Garden State Corvette Club. We brought about 10 cars out here this morning, and here's one of them. It's a friend of mine, Mike Cashin's car. Real nice C6, very clean. Detailed here at Autobella. So Mike takes real good care of it. Now, here's a, I don't want to call it a bucket list, but this is a car that I would absolutely love to own one day, and they're getting harder and harder to find. The Club Racing S2000, for lack of a better comparison, this is the Z06 of the Honda S2000s, the CR. So it's set up for the track, so really, really cool car. You got a C4. You know, C4s don't get a ton of love, but this looks like it's in really good shape. Red, I'm going to say it's an 86, if I'm not mistaken. The way you could tell back then is the wheels had different color center caps, and the silver on silver, I believe, was the 86. Or was it 87? 87 had a gray. All right, look at this. Here's my car. Back from Phoenix Performance, so thank you to those guys for taking care of me. New ABS module, and basically a whole new suspension. So really never gone over my car on the channel. Now that it's clean and I have it back, I'll probably do a little bit of video on that. Couple more Corvettes. Like I said, this is another club members. This is Harry Cross's. Had this on the channel before because you don't see these magnesium wheels too often. And this is a 2001 navy blue metallic convertible with a manual. Again, a cool combination in that regard. This is my buddy Lee's car. Lee had one of my favorite cars ever. It was a 1962 Honduras Maroon Corvette. Traded it for this because now he can get out and cruise with us. Lee loved the C1, and I loved it because it was the same color as my father's car. But this is really cool. Modern convenience. Indy pace car, you don't see those every day. So really, really unique and cool car. Now, I'm not going to say Spice Red, but it is a Red Mist 2021 convertible with some custom wheels on it. The owner just pulled in not too long ago with some really nice accents with the black carbon flash up against that Red Mist. And hopefully that paint really pops in the sun here for you. Hopefully that comes through on camera. But when you go with the carbon flash, you get the carbon flash. Stingray, the vents down here. You get the spoiler. It's got the ground effects on it and an aftermarket wheel. Beautiful black interior. Looks like, I believe it's a GT2 seat. Red seat belt. Really, really nice car. And like I said, convertible. So it's got the nacelles here, and you cannot see the engine cover. This just pulled in not too long ago. Godzilla is represented. So we got a GTR. Really nice looking car. Sounded really sick when this thing pulled in. Nice carbon fiber touches. The size of those exhaust tips on this thing. And then, excuse me.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Beautiful car.
Thank you.
Old Riviera.
What's this, a 63?
64 Riviera. Really, really pretty car. So a little bit of everything, guys, and then we're going to keep swinging around here. Some more Corvettes. This is another one of my club members, and one of the cars that I, again, lust after as far as the combination and what it represents. This is a Ron Fellows Edition Z06. If you look here, hopefully it comes through on camera. Ron Fellows was a factory driver for the Corvette racing in 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, and 06 when they won the Manufacturers Championship. Ron was a part of that. So these are really cool. They were all done white with the red interior. Bart won't mind, but I believe each one is autographed underneath the center console. This is number 169. So really nice touch. Bart will forgive me for opening up his center console. We are friends. Don't worry about it. See? Original Garden State Corvette Club. We'll swing around. Harry, or another one of our cars. This is Howard's car. This is Dave's car. So we've got orange. I know I'm going to get the shade of orange wrong because there's a couple different C6 oranges. And then Dave with his C7. Another manual. Gotta love all the stickers, right? Member of the museum, Original Garden State Corvette Club, and it came from Kerbeck. Pretty cool. Another really nice Chevy. ZL1 Camaro. Love all the arrow on these cars from the front. Side splitter, and then the big wicker spoiler on the back of these things. And you notice here, this is clear and adjustable. So the reason it's clear is so you can see it through the rear view mirror. So you can see through there. So really, really nice car. Lots of Alcantara inside of it. And if you're looking for a badass daily driver, you can't get much more badasser than this. An X6 M BMW. Really, really big car. It's amazing how they can make these things handle. It's one thing to make them go fast. You get traction and you make a big motor. But to make it stop and turn, that's a different story in and of itself. So really, really large vehicle, but great for the family. Red C8. We've got 3 C8s here. So here's your red silver wheel. Non-Z51, but again, carbon flash on the, so we went with the body colored mirrors, carbon flash sides, carbon flash Stingray, and here you can see the engine. So it is obviously a coupe. And here's that really, really cool Subaru. Oh no, that must be somebody that works here, sorry. So, Charger RT and a Charger SRT Hellcat. Looking like the Nardo Gray from Audi. Really cool, subtle, flat color. A lot of folks, I've heard folks asking for this color, something similar on the Corvette. So we'll see if that comes out. So big old Hellcat motor. My neighbor just got one of these things. And he also drives a Jeep Wrangler. And saw him out in the driveway and I heard a car start and I knew it was not a Wrangler. So I quick ran down and was chatting about it. He just got a new Hellcat, so he loves that. 1963 or 63 Rambler.
This is actually used
Pretty
in a couple of movies.
Yeah, I've seen this car before. It was featured on one of my videos at the Silver Diner, and the whole back lays down as a bed. I think it's the front seats can lay down, and you can actually convert it into a bed. And like the gentleman said, this was featured in a couple movie sets over the years. So it's a pretty cool car. Got a lot of history to it. Another C4. Black. Oh, all right. LT4 motor. So that's pretty cool. So that's the same motor that was available in the 96 Grand Sport. Only available with the manual transmission. So we got a 96. And it also comes with the larger wheel. The Grand Sport actually had a fender flare attached here for the even wider rubber that would come on these cars. And I'll geek out on this thing. It's a Volkswagen thing, 1973. You don't see a ton of these things around, but man, are they really neat. The guy absolutely loves. Yeah, they really neat.
No reason to want.
Right. It's just.
They're not four-wheel drive.
Nope. It's different. It's unique. You know.
In World War II, the Germans used it. This was a German Jeep.
It was a German Jeep. Okay, very cool. Yeah, I could absolutely see that. And you got the window, the windshield that folds down. So he's in all the local parades around here with his kids in the back, throwing candy out. So I mean, look at it. There's nothing to it. Look, here's the thickness of the doors. So it's.
They were prone to rust.
Yeah, prone to rust. I could absolutely see that.
You kind of sit there and hear it.
Right, you could hear it rusting. So.
I used to round down on the beach.
And then
On the beach a couple of times.
yeah. Yeah, take it surfing in the salt water, that just tears it apart. I was talking to the owner of this car. Again, I don't want to say it's a love-hate car, but a lot of people really, really like these cars. Others, not so much. It's the Type R, Civic Type R from Honda. But it's, you know, the fastest front-wheel drive car ever to run around the Nürburgring. Really, really cool car. This was done by, it was wrapped. A friend of mine, CJ, at Fine Lines Wraps and Tint, and he uses a tint company that I've used as well, Shades of Gray, over in outside of Philadelphia. So really, really nice job. Really cool wheel on it as well. So really, really unique, good-looking Type R. So again, love or hate. Then you swing around to something a little bit closer to my heart is the C8 Corvette. So this one just showed up. It's one of my club members. He's only had it about 3 weeks. So it's Rapid Blue. Whose C8 is this? It is Anthony's, and I don't see him right now. But Anthony was nice enough to allow me to sit in it earlier. So the spec on this, 3LT, tension blue. He added all the carbon flash OEM spoiler, rocker, and Z51 wing. It is the tension blue interior. Really, really nice. He let me climb in it earlier. Headliner, and these things are gorgeous. So if you watch the channel, you know what the cars are all about. So he's got the carbon fiber engine appearance, edge red engine cover. He's got the front lift. Really, really neat color. And again, non-metallic paint. So this is not going to have much flake to it, but it does have a blue tinted clear coat. So that's why there's a premium on this color. He has it expelled on the whole front end, so a clear bra applied on this thing that you really can't see, and that's the idea behind it. So another badass daily driver. This is a friend of mine's car, BMW X5, and this is the M series on that car, and I believe it's even the competition, which is even more badassery. Let's see. So he's got it debadged in the back, but I believe this was a comp series as well, as far as the BMW is concerned. Beautiful dark blue color. I don't know the actual name. I know BMW made a color similar to this called Le Mans Blue, like my Le Mans Blue. White interior. Really, really pretty car. All-wheel drive, so these things will scoot. Porsche, and we're looking at a Boxster? No, it's a hard top, so I'm assuming it's a Cayman. Take a look. Nothing on the back. Maybe it's a 918. Don't know the Porsches all that well because they have changed over the years. But again, mid-engine sports car, so you can't go wrong in that regard. And then looking at next to a silver C6 Z06 for a little comparison. Got your Dunkin' Donuts ready to go. 427. And then gotta love the patina on the Ford wagon. 390 cubic inch on the motor. Really, really cool. For those growing up in the 70s and 80s, 60s, this was there was no minivans, there were no SUVs. This is what everybody got around in, the Country Squire. My parents were Oldsmobile people, so we had 3 or 4 Oldsmobile versions of this car over the years. A couple more Corvettes. Another navy blue metallic. Got a little love tap there on the front. Friend of mine's car. Silver C6 from the Garden State Corvette Club. 2-tone interior. So again, manual transmission. Really, really nice combination, you know, as opposed to having all black on the interior. Spin around 944 Porsche. These things have started to go up in value, but I mean, crying out loud, what hasn't gone up in value right now? Everything's been skyrocketing. Mercedes, I've talked with the owner of this car. He lives somewhat local, and he comes out to a bunch of the different cars and coffees. Dark blue, red interior. Really, really nice car. Cool how the sunroof pops out over the top. So it's a C43 AMG 240Z. Got a couple guys looking at it, so we don't want to get in their way. But these are really neat cars. Another club member's car, Z06 with the automatic competition seats. These are what now are in my car. Nice upgrade. So C7Z. Done on, I think this is the Shark Gray, if I'm not mistaken. Stinger stripe. GT500 from previous generation. Really nice car. A couple other Corvettes. BMW Z4. Mini, a real Mini Cooper. So how do you make a BMW Z4 look big? Park it next to a BMW or a original Mini Austin. Look at the inside of this thing. Oh my goodness. Again, another bucket list car. I would love to have one of these. No reason to have one other than they'd be a hoot to drive. And when I covered this down at Amelia Island, one of the cars, or actually it was at the Pittsburgh Grand Prix, not Amelia, I'm sorry. The owner had written up about the car and said that it was actually on DOT golf cart tires. So that's about the size of these tires that are on this car. And then, gotta love this 1 Series from BMW. A lot of rash on the front. This thing has seen a ton of track time. Gotta love that, because you look inside of it and it's set up for the track, what it's meant for. So manual transmission, racing seats, harnesses, roll bar, and you know he's serious. He's got tires in the back of it. I love that. So BMW CCA member, just like myself. So very, very cool. And you don't need to have 400 horsepower. This is the 128, so this is the smaller motor coming out of that car. So still a ball to get out and have fun and drive with them. So a couple of hot rods over here, and we made it back down to the entrance. And I'm gonna probably stop the video here, but clip back in here, and we'll capture the Fords. But couple cars getting ready to head out. You know, we got the old and then we got the new. So we got the Volkswagen thing ready to pull out here, and then the C8 Corvette rolling behind them. So say goodbye to these guys as they head out, and then we'll capture some of the Ford products on video here in a second. So there goes the thing. Love it. And then there goes the C8. See you, man. We'll see you in Hamilton. Not necessarily in Hamilton, but he's referring to the Corvette Takeover. He was up there as well. So the Corvette Takeover is happening probably later in the fall. More details to come on that. So watch Yellow Vet 04 and myself and 512 Garage for details on that event. All right, as promised, I said I was going to do a little walk around the Ford products that are here. So we got the Badlands Bronco out here. And then we also have the Mustang Mach-e, which is the full electric. So we got Chris here from Miller Ford. I'm not even going to pretend to know about these cars. So what can you tell me about the Badlands, the Bronco that we got sitting here?
So we have a Bronco Badlands Cyber Orange. This sticker's for around 57. It's got factory 33s on it. It's got all your off-road capabilities. It's got all your protection underneath, all your stabilization. This is the 2.7 engine, V6 twin turbo, as we see here with the engine open. You got a soft top, 4-door, real easy, real nice drive, comfortable. You know, you'll be real surprised if you come by and take it for a spin.
Now,
the power that it has and the comfort.
Now, with this being what they're referring to as a mannequin display, is it available to be driven at all?
This is available to be driven. This is our display that we have. So you could come in, test drive it, as long as we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 8, Saturday, 9 to 6. See myself, Joe, or any other sales guy there.
And you're in?
I'm in every day. I live a mile away from the dealership. So.
Nice. And you're in Mount Holly, New Jersey?
Yeah, right on 38. Yeah, Mount Holly, Lumberton, right there. Big signs. But yeah, it's nice. The interior is real nice.
Zoom in on
Miller Ford. There you go.
Lincoln and Subaru.
Right there you go. Lincoln, Subaru. You can check out the inside too.
So I'm going to climb in this thing. Really nice laid out. Oh my God, look at the size of that screen.
Yeah, nice 12-inch screen.
I love how, I assume, will these be body color?
Yep, they're body color. And then, Joe, you got the key? We'll turn it on for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can see the doors, guys, will remove. They said these two bolts here, the mirrors remove.
The cool thing about it too is that the mirrors are all on the cowl, so when you take the doors off, your mirrors aren't going to remove.
Okay.
They're all there. They're going to stay stationary. Ford did some extra stuff too. There's the coordinates of where the vehicle was built right up in here.
Okay.
There's subtle
airbags up top.
Yeah, there's airbags all through the whole top. You got all your upfitter switches are all pre-wired, ready to go.
Okay, so you got various auxiliaries that you can just tap into if you want to add lights.
So that's add lights, a winch, whatever you need. So you can pop it on too.
Yeah.
You hold the button, start it up.
So there we go, it's started up.
So you have your little digital display here, goes through all your modes. This has got adaptive cruise control, lane departure. It's got active park assist too, so basically it parks its own. It's got your nice 12-inch display. It's a dual display too.
Okay, so you got here and here.
Yep, yeah, so you got a little area on the right-hand side. Heated seats. Of course, your Bluetooth.
Yep.
And then up here is all your stabilization, all your off-road, locking the differentials.
I love starting the car because the air conditioning's blowing nice and cold.
Yeah, right.
On this warm morning here.
And then if you want, what I can show you too is it's got rock crawl mode and Baja mode. So right here, it's called GOAT mode. It's go over any terrain. So if you put your foot on the brake.
Yes, sir.
And you turn the knob, so it'll change all your modes here on the screen. Telling me everything's open. So once you turn it, it'll show all your different modes. So we got normal mode, eco mode, and it shifts everything too. Slippery, mud ruts, you got sand, Baja. This is actually pretty cool. So it changes this, it turns the screen on in the front of the vehicle. Okay. So you can see what you're driving over for all the clearance and everything.
Very cool.
And then you got rock crawl mode, which is next, which also changes everything too.
Yeah.
So
all the different settings as far as, look, somebody's in front of the car. There you go.
Correct. There you go. So you'll see all that. So you know what you're driving on.
Let's honk the horn and scare the crap out of them.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
But I mean, the soft top, I mean, just beautiful sky out today. You can see the top just folds right back down. Big back seat. Looks like the seats fold down as well. Really, really well done.
The seats are big enough to fit 2 car seats in there too. Trust me, I know it.
2 car seats, nice.
Made sure.
Yep. And from an everyday usability standpoint, it's got a couple USB connections down here for USB-C plus the standard USB. Cigarette lighter adapter in here.
And it's got USB and USB-Cs up here too.
Okay, very cool. So if you're going to run something off your windshield, you've got it ready to go. It's got home link.
Check it out.
So pretty cool stuff. No, you're good. So very, very cool car. So I'm going to turn it back off.
We can show the rear of the vehicle.
Yeah, let's check out the back end of it.
So what's cool is with the Bronco, you know, you're outdoors and everything. You're out tailgating or partying. There's actually a bottle opener built into the frame of the vehicle as well.
I love that.
Up underneath.
That's pretty cool.
So the rear of the vehicle, back door here, opens up all the way.
And these are, I don't know about this particular motor, but you can get these with a manual transmission too, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, 6-speed, right? It's a 6-speed, right? The
7-speed.
7-speed manual.
Yeah,
Can you get that with the twin turbo V6? Or is that with the other motor?
That's what,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. So there's different configurations from a transmission and motor configurations, but I'm a dyed-in-the-wool manual guy, so these can be had in a manual transmission, just not with this large motor.
And the top's real easy too. It's a little one-click button here, releases it.
Up and over.
Yep. Clicks in. Comes down.
Nice.
So you could drive it with it open, with it closed, windows off in the back. Look like a little safari vehicle kind of thing. Look at that. There's a praying mantis right there inside the car.
Yes,
look at
there
that,
is.
Joe. That might be good luck right there.
He's going for a ride in the Ford.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, whatever it is.
So, pretty cool car. I'm impressed. You know, finally something out there to give Jeep a run for their money now. Jeep's been running around without any competition. Now they've, I think that's what pressured Jeep to come out with that 392 V8 motor. Yeah. That Ford's putting some pressure on them. So thank you, Ford, for that, for the pressure on Jeep. But I'm really impressed with this. My cousin, who's got his channel, Pittsburgh Views, has got one of these on order. And then a good buddy of mine, my neighbor, has got one of these on order. It's not necessarily this Badlands version, but it's really cool the way that you can configure these things up. So let's spin around now, and thank you for the walkthrough there, Chris.
Yeah, no problem.
I've driven one of these, the Mach-e, and this is the four-wheel drive version. Some people think it's sacrilege that they're calling it a Mustang, but quite frankly, it's all about the brand identity. And, you know, it's been around since 1964, so that brand makes sense. You look at what, you know, Porsche has done with their SUVs. You know, never thought you'd see a Porsche SUV. Now there's even talk that Ferraris are coming out with their SUV. So
Yeah,
Lamborghini has the Urus out there, and there's Bentley,
yeah.
and there's rumors out there that Corvette's going to be releasing a Corvette SUV. So you never really know. So completely, it's about expanding the brand and what folks know. But this is a beautiful color, very similar to the red mist color in the Corvette that we just saw, that C8. But what's wild on these front ends, and the car designers can really get a little bit crazy because they don't have to worry about airflow for the most part on the front end. From an airflow standpoint, these vents down here will open as the car starts. These vents move. Those pieces move as the motor begins, as the car comes on, with the different batteries and so forth, but you don't have to worry about your traditional airflow to cool off the motor. So let's climb in and take a look at this thing. There's your charging port. Really cool way the door opens. You kind of push the button here, and there's a plunger that pushes the door out for you. So really cool way that this thing opens up. And obviously, you know, Tesla's the big name in electric vehicles, but the thing I like about this Ford versus the Tesla obviously is very futuristic, but it's very sterile, for lack of a better description, on the interior. This actually looks like a car interior. You've got the dual screen. You got one in front here. You got one here in the center. And keys are in this, so we'll give this a start. There's no cold start on an electric car, that's for sure. So the vehicle is now on. You didn't hear anything. But you can see how, here's your volume knob. So you do have a knob, whereas in the Tesla, I don't believe there's a knob at all. And I know one of the the complaints about Tesla, to open up the glove box, you have to touch a button on here, get into the right screen, and then tap the button to open the glove box. Here, you reach over and you open the glove box. You're ready to go. But enough about the competition. This thing's really decked out nice with the two-tone interior. You've got the white or gray headliner, black interior, nice diamond stitching on it. As far as audio is concerned, I know that these are all speakers across the front as well. So again, from a futuristic standpoint, it does have that going for it. There are a couple Corvettes that are pulling out from Cars and Coffee. There goes the C8 that we were talking about. And as far as temperature control, you can just tap it there, and you got that controls going down. Now, as far as range on this is the standard one. This is not the extended range.
68 kilowatt engine, so you'll get around 215 miles of range. Then there's an 88 kilowatt that gives you about 300 miles on a full charge.
Okay.
So it's nice. There's a couple different drive modes that you can get into. Again, it's got all your safety features, adaptive cruise, lane departure.
And I'm going to play here, and I know when we were out at the Pittsburgh Grand Prix 2 weeks ago, the factory Ford guys were out there, and they had the new GT on display, which was really cool to see in person, because my wife and I were actually considering this car as a replacement vehicle for her Volvo, but I haven't really covered it on the channel yet. But we did go with a plug-in hybrid, so we didn't want to make the full jump in the full electric just yet, so we kind of went with the plug-in. So here are your different drive modes. Your Whisper, nice and quiet. Engage, I would imagine, is where it defaults to from a standard when you start the vehicle. And then Unbridled, that's where you're going to eat up all your battery, but you're going to have the most fun driving, and you'll surprise a C8 Corvette if you pull up next to it. Absolutely. Because the instant torque that these things have. Electric vehicles are notorious for their off-the-line performance. And then you see here the option here for the one-pedal drive. If you're not familiar with electric vehicles, if you lift off the throttle, the vehicle will begin to decelerate almost to a complete stop. So it's very different than a combustion engine, whereas if you lift your foot off the gas, you tend to coast. Not necessarily in an electric vehicle. So you turn that on, it's a setting that you can actually set up in your vehicle. You want to make it sound cool, you turn the sound on. So very, very cool car. This one does not have the roof, but I know they are available with roofs, sunroofs that is. And home link here. I'll turn this sucker out. I'll turn it off. A couple of the Corvettes are heading out. Grand National coming in. That's the cool thing about a Cars and Coffee event. They just come and go all morning long. So, talk about a Mach-e, there's another Mustang. That's the internal combustion engine.
5.0 GT.
Yeah, exactly. That one, I'm a Corvette guy, obviously, but the Mustangs, I tell you what, they have one of the best exhaust notes. Their V8s have a great firing order.
Yeah.
So gotta love that. So here's a quick walk around the Mach-e. Nice wheels, again, different wheel options across the different models. And like I said, the GT is going to come out. And the GT, when I was out at the Pittsburgh Grand Prix, was actually running on the road course and just flat out chasing down some of the race cars that were out at the Grand Prix. It was pretty wild, pretty surreal seeing a 1969 Corvette race car being chased down by an electric vehicle. The Corvette was making all kinds of noise, and the Mustang just kind of whispered right behind him. So it's the future, guys. Let me know what you think of the Mach-e and the Bronco. Thank you to the guys from Miller Ford for coming out here this morning and supporting Mike at Autobella. Miller Ford, Mount Holly, New Jersey, has both of these vehicles in stock. Talk to them about your Bronco. You can't buy that one, but you can buy this one. Thanks, guys. So still out at Autobella here in Southampton, New Jersey, and we're going to go inside, take a look and see what he offers. So you can see Autobella, there's your phone number, his address, Southampton, New Jersey, and you can see, I love detailing, but you can see all the different services that he offers here on site. And then you go inside, beautiful, beautiful waiting room inside here. And he's got a lot of cash and carry too, as far as just showing up and picking up something that you might need if you're doing stuff at home by yourself. So your wash buckets, all your different foam, all your soaps and so forth, different wash mitts, towels, every kind of exterior, interior care. So a bunch of cleaning tools. There's your air blowout tool for your for your pads, for your power buffers, for your buffing pads and so forth. Masking tape, to keep your wax off of your moldings and so forth. I don't want to say old school, but Sal Zano and his products, they're still here. They're always hard to find as far as mail order goes. Really, really nice wash mitts down here. Again, more products here from Infinity Wax. So again, all this stuff available is cash and carry. And one thing Mike will tell you, when you come over and have a beer. So he's got, in his waiting room, you have coffee, snacks, microwave, and there's always beer in his refrigerator. So TV's on, and then a bunch of McKee's 37 product as well. So all of this stuff is available as cash and carry. And he can also help you with all the WeatherTech pieces as well. It's got a nice display here. But then this is where the action takes place. And what's really cool about Mike, we're going to get some echo in here, and there's other people in here talking, but Mike does all the work himself. So you can see massive display inside. And if you saw, that's Mike's brother, I believe, or cousin, I believe, working on his own car. And if you saw my C8 luggage video, that's where it was shot. It was actually, the C8 was parked right about here, and we were filming from over on that side here. But you can see the setup. He's got, special area for washout. Everything done with a CR spotless. All the waters run through here from, deionization and so forth. So you're not worried about water spots and so forth. Krenzel pressure washer, set up with all his hoses and foam cannons. Set up all your floor mats and so forth. There's his, doesn't do a lot of mobile detailing, but he can come out if you need him to. And then his workstations and so forth of all the different products that he's using. So got to say hello. You are related to Michael?
Yes.
Cousin, cool. So I love the 427 anniversary. Gotta like that. And for getting the lower cars up, you can see he's got a set of quick jacks over here. So I may have to take Mike up on coming over here and working on the cars, because it's a lot cooler in here than it is in my garage, that's for sure. So what are you doing to the car?
Mike's ceramic coating it, paint correcting it, and then we're throwing some carbon fiber air kit on.
Nice, nice. Nice. So he's going to do some Z06 and ZR1 aero on the back end of it. So, all right, yeah, so you can see it's got the carbon diffuser already mounted on there. Looks really nice. Then Mike's going to do some paint correction and ceramic coat on the car. So going the extra mile here, he took out the lights so you can have access to all this stuff as far as the bolts go. But really, if you're not familiar with the 427 convertible, this is the anniversary edition with the blue interior, blue roof, manual transmission. So 427 convertible. It's the only time you can get a 427 convertible from Chevrolet since the late 60s. So gotta like that. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, southern New Jersey, check out Auto Bella Detailing and Products. It's auto-bella.com. Used to be located in Medford, but now he's in Southampton. But you can see the size of this place, and when your vehicle is here, he will store it indoors as he's working on it. So thank you to Mike from Auto Bella for hosting us today. So with that said, I'm gonna head back to my garage, and we'll kind of wrap up the video from there. Thanks.